Of course, Game 7, the home team has been dominant, although in the last several years, every once in a while, you see a road team win a Game 7 like last season, the Knicks beating the Heat in Miami.
For Philadelphia, a quick start, feed this crowd, get up defensively, ball pressure, make them drive, let Dikembe Mutombo control the paint, and then the role players, they're best at home, they all have to come through for Larry Brown.
Well, you know, for Milwaukee, it's a question of making shots. If they make shots early, this crowd will not be as loud and vocal as it is right now. They seem like they're surging on the court.
And already a whistle just 8 seconds into the game. Darvin Ham, who's starting in place of the suspended Scott Williams, picks up his first. Now, Ham has started 5 other games in these playoffs earlier on, has hardly played, though, in the series.
Well, what George Karl is looking for from Darvin Ham is energy. A few offensive rebounds, a few defensive rebounds.
Jermaine Jones misses the first shot of the game.
The story continues. Milwaukee can't control their defensive board, nor can they deny penetration.
Iverson misses, but Mutombo keeps it alive. Iverson again with the drive. That's what Larry Brown said he wanted from him early. To drive, not settle for the early jump shot.
Well, the problem is if he drives and the defense hasn't moved, it's difficult.
Iverson for 3. Now they kind of get a 2. His foot was on the line. But Allen Iverson gets him tracked early.
Milwaukee needs some deliberate offense here. Sam Cassell was quiet in the big Game 6 victory in Milwaukee Friday night. Look for him to be supreme tonight.
Now, see, this is what George Karl doesn't want. He doesn't want the one-on-one where they stand and they only get one shot. That favors the Sixers.
And it was not a great shot. Iverson defended Allen well. Mutombo and Johnson. Dikembe Mutombo able to knock down the jump hook.
Philadelphia controlling the pace early. Offensive rebound, go-to offense from Mutombo, perimeter game, MVP style from Iverson.
Sam Cassell misfires. Mutombo another rebound. And the Sixers, the last 2 games, get off to bad starts. Jermaine Jones on a broken play.
Now, George Karl is superstitious and has on his winning coat from Game 6, but he may be booted right out of that one and have to call a timeout early, change clothes, and change the whole strategy as the Sixers are live.
Glenn Robinson draws the foul. Shot won't go. The person, he can always just take the coat off, I suppose.
Allen Iverson with his foot on the line. They call this a 2-point shot.
That's usually what they do when your foot's on the line.
And then Mutombo right back into the low post. No double team. George Karl talked about how Mutombo would be irrelevant in this series. Mutombo has been the difference as he has controlled the inside game.
But Mutombo was upset with himself. Felt he did not play well in Game 6 as Robinson knocks down both. That foul is on Jermaine Jones.
When you're behind by 33 in the third, nobody plays well. Milwaukee on pace to set a record for fewest free throws in a 7-game series. Finally getting to the line.
Iverson continues his good shooting from the 4th quarter of Game 6. He has struggled from the field almost the entire series, but now starting to find it at the right time.
Well, Sam Cassell is going to have to do a better job of closing the distance. Turn it over.
Again, Ham playing for Scott Williams, who had that big first quarter in Game 6.
Penetration and dish.
That's another 2-pointer. And Irvin Johnson with a quick outlet to Ray Allen.
Now this is where Ray Allen is dangerous, and he gets all the way, but Mutombo slaps it back.
The Bucks wanted a goaltend. It was a perfect block. Iverson again, stripped from behind. Sam Cassell on the second effort. Ray Allen for 3, knocks it down.
And you know what's good about that? Ray Allen was coming back our way as soon as he released it. So Ray Allen is still in that great 3-point groove that he had in Milwaukee.
Ray Allen has more 3-pointers in this series than the entire Sixer team. That's his 25th of the series.
We're seeing a lot of ball movement from Philadelphia early.
Jermaine Jones, Irvin Johnson did a good job contesting that shot. Irvin Johnson, who has had a very solid series, lost it down low, ball battle and taken by Tyrone Hill. Numbers for Philadelphia. McKee and a foul. Aaron McKee with a chance for three-point play.
Milwaukee's transition defense, a major concern right now to George Karl.
Turnovers have been a huge story for the winning team, and the Sixers are forcing the turnovers and getting the mistakes, running out of them. That's their game, and Milwaukee has to take a break to get readjusted.
Unlike the last two games, the Sixers off to a hot start. They lead by 5.
Now they're throwing a lot of pressure on Ray Allen to keep him in the game early. Robinson lost control of it, got it back, dropped a dime on him.
He saw Iverson on him and immediately took advantage.
Oh, how good is that? He had no control, and the ball still swished in perfectly. Milwaukee doesn't put any sort of defensive pressure all over the court the way Philadelphia does.
Mutombo. Little jump hook again. Misfires on that one, and Darvin Ham the rebound.
Now what Philadelphia has done better here early in the ball game is give to the ball and keep some pressure on the ball. Make them shoot under some sort of defensive duress, and it's been tough. Quick shot from the big dog.
Philadelphia's big men, with Tyrone Hill that time, but generally both he and Mutombo, Todd McCullough, who's ever in there, they do a great job of double teaming the ball and then not getting burned. Milwaukee has to pass it better to their front court players.
Tyrone Hill, good strong move and a foul. Darvin Ham at only 6'7" will have trouble with the height of Tyrone Hill.
And he's going out right now with his second foul. Tim Thomas will come in. Allen Iverson just torching the defense, sliding, creating, floating over the court.
Well, in both cases, what you have is Philadelphia taking advantage of what the defense gives them. A mismatch for Tyrone Hill and one, so he has a chance to get a three-point play. And remember the game in which Tyrone Hill got off to a quick start. The Philadelphia 76ers won it.
That was game 4, but that's a tough play to call a foul on. Darvin Ham is standing there, Tyrone Hill just banged and banged all the way in, and then finally just threw himself into the stationary defender.
Sam Cassell able to put it in, and that's Ham's third foul, by the way.
Third foul.
So Tim Thomas has come in a little earlier than normal.
Foul trouble has been a problem for the front court of Milwaukee, pointing out further the need to have Scott Williams.
Does Scott Williams guard Allen Iverson? Did Scott Williams have any impact on this game? Or suddenly
this series,
the difference between winning and losing? Hill again.
Mutombo trying to keep it alive, but couldn't.
I think he has been the difference in winning and losing. Games 3 and game 6, the games they won, those were the games that Scott Williams was terrific.
Cassell puts it in. Sam Cassell, who's had some big games in elimination games. In fact, Cassell in his career is 4-0 in game 7s. 3 of them came with the Houston Rockets, and of course the Charlotte one of this season.
The strength of the Bucks is making shots, and we've seen Sam Cassell come alive. Eric Snow in the ball game.
And Snow immediately puts it in.
Eric Snow telling us that the sprained ankle, he's playing with both a sprained and a broken ankle on the same foot. The sprain's feeling a lot better.
And Johnson, who is hitting that shot on a regular basis, gets a nice feed from Ray Allen.
He's gotten very comfortable with making a shot right from the center of the court, about 15 feet away and down on the baseline. But they're willing to give him that shot. McKee to the rim.
Nice play from McKee. Mutombo right there. All right, guys, early going. We played past the midway point. The tempo, who does it favor right now?
Well, I think that the tempo favors the Sixers, but they haven't forced enough turnovers and enough separation to be really comfortable with what's going on in the ball game.
The defense for Philadelphia has been terrific.
McKee misfires, ball knocked out of bounds. And they say last touch by the Sixers.
And more guys for Philadelphia are running the floor. The big guys for Milwaukee are behind the play virtually every single time. And with Milwaukee unable to deny penetration, not only to Iverson, but to McKee and Eric Snow, but Mutombo and Tyrone Hill are having a field day on the offensive glass.
Well, George Karl was trying to get a play called and couldn't get it. Ray Allen just takes it on his own. And again, you see the distance. Allen Iverson did not close the distance. Allen made him pay 2 3-pointers, 8 points in the quarter for Ray Allen.
Ray Allen had 42 points last time out. 31 of those points came in transition or off of screens. That's where Philadelphia has to tighten up their defensive attention on Ray Allen.
Allen now guarding Iverson. Tough shot. Won't go. Mutombo inside. Another rebound. Cassell tries to strip it. Mutombo And a foul call.
Can anybody get a defensive rebound? How many offensive rebounds from Mutombo?
Well, they're not going to be able to rebound when they get so concerned with Allen Iverson. And George Karl has said, hey, we got to give up something. And if it's that, then we'll do it. Don't judge our team effort by numbers. We have been beaten on the board all year. We've been beaten at the free throw line all year long. What you got to remember is we make shots. And if they let us make shots and get the tempo, we will win the game.
How about the number of the final score? You judge them by that?
Mutombo misses a free throw. He had hit 16 in a row in this series before that miss. And remind you to log on to NBCSports.com. Matt Kukas, an assistant coach for the champion 82-83 Sixers, providing insight into the Lakers' chances of going unbeaten this postseason. Plus, Bill will look at where the Lakers rank with the greatest teams ever, all at NBCSports.com.
Well, how about this, Bill? It is a one-point game. You've been beaten to death on the boards, and you're only down one. You can't be too unhappy if you're George Karl.
McKee picks up Allen on the switch. Now Robinson guarding him. Robinson open, knocks it down.
And Iverson is going to have to defend a little bit better. He went for the gamble. It cost him, and the Bucks are ahead by one.
But what Milwaukee is doing is that whoever Iverson is guarding, that's where the point of attack is coming from.
Bucks with their first lead. Eric Snow left wide open and makes the Bucks pay. Snow had that great game 5 when he had 18 points. But the ankle bothering him in game 6 and obviously not a factor.
Limited to just 13 minutes in that game. Did not play in the second half.
Tim Thomas, beautiful play as Thomas gets the excellent assist from Sam Cassell.
They caught Jermaine Jones overplaying and no pressure on the passer, and Tim Thomas gets the hoop. So you've got to keep pressure on the ball, and that's what you're seeing break down for the 76ers. So Milwaukee has fought off that early emotional start by the Philadelphia 76ers to claim a one-point advantage, and they've done it with their big three. These are the guys that have carried them the entire season. Ray Allen deep, Sam Cassell working inside, and then the big dog slipping around and making a shot against the open and defenseless Allen Iverson. So you look at the big three, they're into this ball game. If they stay that way, forget about the offensive rebound.
The Bucks are in an offensive zone right now. They missed their first 4 shots. Since then, they're 9 for 11, including 6 straight jumpers falling.
Aaron McKee. Robinson chasing him over a couple of screens. Puts up the jumper. Shot won't go. Good boxing out from Irvin Johnson. Here comes Cassell. Eric Snow trying to bump him down the way.
Keep moving on the weak side to help Cassell. It's a lot of dribbling.
Cassell, a very good post-up point guard. One of the better point guards in that department in the NBA.
Well, if you can dribble the entire length of the court, come along the baseline, waste 5 seconds in the post, and still drain a jumper, that guy's got a game.
Bucks have made their last 7 shots from the field, and they're now shooting 62% here in the first quarter.
Well, let's see how the Sixers respond to this hot surge. Iverson looking for 3.
That one in and out, rattle around. Almost halfway down.
We have seen what both teams need to do in order to control the opponent. Milwaukee needs to make shots. Cassell with a miss.
McKee the rebound. Aaron McKee, who has really come into his own throughout these entire playoffs, an all-around game. Goes right at Thomas. Defense from Thomas.
Larry Brown told us that he wants to attack whoever Glenn Robinson is guarding.
Oh, McKee, terrific defensive play, but Allen able to tip it. Thomas can't hold on, but Allen picks up it on hot potato.
A lot of time, a lot of time.
Scoop layup for Sam Cassell. Defense all out of whack there for the Sixers and all the deflections.
Well, they gambled and it cost them, and they have now seen their lead and their crowd sit on their hands. They're down 5. Let's see if the 76ers can get back to moving the ball and then being able to get those offensive rebounds. McKee.
Aaron McKee able to put it in.
Again, they're making Glenn Robinson work. Larry Brown is not overly impressed with Glenn Robinson's defensive capabilities, particularly on guys who can put it on the floor, and that is Aaron McKee's game.
Ray Allen. Three-pointer won't go. Mutombo with another rebound. Already 4 from Mutombo in the opening period. Eric Snow, coast to coast, deflected by Glenn Robinson.
Big men have to run with him.
Cassell nearly falls down, but turns it over. Oh, terrific ball fake from Allen Iverson.
If you get people complaining when they play out of control, Cassell the last time, Eric Snow, but the reality is you got to control the ball.
Larry Brown's calling for a foul to give here for Milwaukee. Philadelphia, excuse me.
And there it is again. The building has been so loud, much like the Bradley Center, sometimes you can't hear the whistle. Shot clock is off with 4.6 remaining. Raja Bell, who played 16 minutes in game 6 and played very well, will check in. Iverson will get a 4.5-second rest. Irvin Johnson sits down. Lindsey Hunter steps in. Jermaine Jones will come back in from Mutombo. Plenty of time to get off a quality shot.
Nothing but small guys here. Mutombo can get a brief respite here. Got to guard the 3.
Tim Thomas with Tyrone Hill on him. Thomas, good look, comes up short. And there's the buzzer ending the first period. Allen Iverson started hot and finishes with 8 points. A strong first quarter for the Milwaukee Bucks. The actual shooting in the opening period, 55%. Let's hear what the Bucks had to say from Jim Gray.
All right, well, George Karl was talking mostly to Sam Cassell. He said, Sam, I love your penetration. I love your aggression, but you got to pass the ball. You're dribbling too much. You got 4 other guys out there. Get the ball to them. Also, on defense, he wants the entire team to get back. We've given up far too many easy transition baskets. Let's go to Lewis Johnson for his Sixers report.
All right, Jim, thanks. A lot of similarities down here at the Philadelphia end. Larry Brown wants his guys to make Milwaukee pay with better defense, but the thing that he talked about the most was make Glenn Robinson put that ball on the floor, make him a driver. Stop giving him those open jump shots. Mike?
Lewis, Tim Thomas hits another one. Thomas has had 3 strong games in a row. 15 points, and then 13 in game 6. And off to a good start off the bench. He's got 5 already with 5 rebounds.
Well, we're seeing the Milwaukee Bucks, the jump shooting team at their best. And they know that if they can continue to make shots, they will win the ball games. Philadelphia, on the other hand, Bill, has got to believe at some point they can start making them miss.
Philadelphia, that's their first turnover of the game. Allen Iverson not getting enough shot attempts. He did take 9. Then Philadelphia and overall has taken more shots, and that's a good sign.
4 turnovers for the Bucks, and the team that has had the fewest turnovers, 6-0 in this series. Robinson on the pull-up. And Robinson does not seem to be bothered. As good a defender as Aaron McKee is, the height difference right there does not bother Robinson.
As long as he can stay with his right hand, get a couple of dribbles, bang, he's tough to defend, and he's on it tonight. Mutombo to the rim.
Irvin Johnson knocks it out of his hands on a follow. Robinson, the last time he played a game 7 in the conference semis against Charlotte, he had a 29-point game. He came up very big in the elimination game.
I think it's a tough matchup for Aaron McKee, even though he was successful at the end of game 5. Now they got the switch with Eric Snow on him.
Irvin Johnson takes it away from Mutombo, who throws it right back at him. That's a 3 from Ray Allen.
There was a full reset on the shot clock. Ray Allen just ignored that, pulled the trigger.
And an 8-0 run to start the quarter. Bucks with a 9-point advantage.
And again, what we're seeing is the ability to make shots, particularly when they're uncovered. Thomas 3 was uncovered. So was Ray Allen. Iverson, a tough shot there.
Mutombo tries to keep it alive and does so. Tyrone Hill picking it up and putting it in. Hill with 4 points.
You know, styles of play and contrast is what we've been seeing. A great offensive team and a great defensive team. And right now, offense is winning.
Oh, good defense from Eric Snow, but they call a blocking foul. Snow played him very well, but he's going to pick up his first personal.
Philadelphia does not have the greatest of histories in the Eastern Conference Finals 7th game. They've played 4 of them coming into tonight. They've lost 3. All to the Celtics.
Jason Caffey, you see, is in.
And they are 0-1 at home in the 7th game of the Eastern Conference Finals.
Allen, 3-pointer won't go, but Tim Thomas with his 6th rebound already off the bench. 2.5 gone by here in the second. Sixers came out strong early, but it's been the Bucks. Lindsey Hunter, wide open 3, won't go.
Role players playing great at home, struggle on the road. How will Jason Caffey, Lindsey Hunter come through here?
Now, while they're struggling right now, the 76ers have to slow the pace of the game down, make sure that they can figure out a way to get inside, break the defense down, and get to the free throw line.
And Tyrone Hill does just that. Excellent penetration from Eric Snow, and Hill will shoot two as Irvin Johnson picks up his second.
And he did exactly the right thing, Tyrone Hill. You get the ball in the penetration, don't think about double clutching or pump faking or coming to a stop. Just get in the air and get going. Initiate the contact and make them foul you.
Well, George Karl cannot afford to lose Irvin Johnson, so he's got a dicey.
He doesn't have Brian Williams.
No, but he's got a dicey decision to make. I take him out. I take out that defensive stopper in the middle, or do I let him roll and see if we can get by?
Hill misses the first. He didn't have Brian Williams. No one has Brian Williams. He didn't have Scott Williams.
That's right. Brian Williams works for MSNBC.
Wednesday night at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific. The finals will begin right here on NBC. Who will face Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal, and the Lakers? It'll be either the Sixers or the Bucks taking on the Lakers Wednesday night. Game 1 of the NBA Finals, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific. Philadelphia 1 of 5 from the free throw line.
Remember, in Game 5, Philadelphia was horrendously behind, trailing by 16 points. Came back, won it by 1 at the buzzer.
There's a problem that plagued them earlier in the playoffs. There's another turnover. Iverson draws the foul on Lindsey Hunter. And Hunter will pick up his first, second team foul.
That little guy is so creative coming down that lane.
Just over 3 minutes gone by, second quarter. Sixers will go back to the free throw line as they trail by 6.
Be strong with the ball. Everybody be strong with the ball. Dog, go get the ball. The ball is valuable. The ball is very valuable. You are small right now. On Mutombo, you might want to go on Mutombo.
George Karl telling his team that they've got to take care of the basketball, and he realizes that when they don't, they lose the ball game. Larry Brown realizes when they don't force turnover, they lose the ball game. Raja Bell is put in the game just for that.
Milwaukee has 5 turnovers already. Philadelphia just 1. But Allen Iverson's creativity. Allen Iverson, he picked up that ball off his dribble at the 3-point line. The guy's 6 feet tall.
Come on, 3-point line.
He picked it up. His last dribble was at the 3-point line.
Iverson's first free throw attempt way short. Of course, Iverson won the MVP this year, the 4th Sixer to win the MVP. Wilt Chamberlain, Julius Erving, and Moses Malone, who is in the building.
Congratulations to Moses on the Hall of Fame.
And what they want, Mike, they don't want Iverson to back up so much against Lindsey Hunter. They want them to pressure the ball a little bit more, make them use time off the clock, and that will make this small team have to work harder. Foul.
Another turnover. Jason Caffey, an illegal screen, trying to free up Glenn Robinson. When you're setting screens, just stand there. It's the guy who you're setting it for. It's his job to use you.
So 1 on Caffey. Darvin Ham already with 3. Irvin Johnson has 2. And, of course, no Scott Williams with the suspension.
Very small here. Lineup for Milwaukee. Come into Mutombo. Get to the hoop.
Mutombo blocked by Caffey. Terrific play from Jason Caffey.
He's open in transition. Caffey is too.
Tim Thomas spots up for 3. And Tyrone Hill, the long rebound.
But the reason that the Mutombo shot gets blocked, he had to gather himself and try to power up. And he's vulnerable. He brought the ball back. Ray Allen against Mutombo right now.
Trying to stop Mutombo. They double team him.
Wide open.
Iverson. Mutombo was a nice screen in the lane as Iverson had a clear path. A 6-0 run now by Philadelphia.
Milwaukee has to live with this. And that argument, Steve, that you came at the top of the show, they don't need Brian Williams. How about right now with foul trouble for Irvin Johnson? Scott Williams, excuse me.
Well, you must be stuck on that MSNBC. Raja Bell.
And Bell. Larry Brown rewarding the rookie from Florida International after his performance in Game 6, getting big minutes in Game 7. 8 straight points by the Sixers. They pull within 1.
But again, forcing turnovers. Ray Allen out of control of the ball, pops right into the hands of Aaron McKee, and they're in a sprint, and Raja Bell ahead of the pack, goes over the top. Save that. That might be his only highlight.
Moses Malone, of course, the former Sixer, also a former Buck, played for both teams in his illustrious career, getting some big cheers here at the First Union.
All right, now let's go back to that Mutombo play. Look right in here. There are two Milwaukee Bucks on him. Allen Iverson out here. Now, when we let it roll, Mutombo is going to throw the ball back out. Now, this is the problem that they have when they go small. They get so occupied with Mutombo, the lane opens up for Allen Iverson, and an easy deuce. And you look at it down low, Bill.
You got two guys, Ray Allen and Glenn Robinson, who are not used to playing post defense. They're thinking about spinning out and finding their guys on the perimeter. Everybody runs away from the ball, and Iverson ends up with an uncontested layup.
So the great shooting of the Milwaukee Bucks has stalled because the defensive energy has picked up by the 76ers. They're forcing their turnovers, and Milwaukee's stuck on 34.
But they need more of Sam Cassell. Ever since Carl told Sam Cassell to start passing the ball, Milwaukee is falling apart offensively.
And Iverson takes advantage. That turnover for the Bucks was their 8th, and the Sixers have only 1.
Now, we were listening to George Karl when he said, value the ball, no more turnovers, and they have made 3 since then. Missed shot.
No go for Ray Allen, and Iverson to Raja Bell. And the run is 12 straight points for the Sixers. Back up by 3. Raja Bell, who began the year in the CBA, now playing in Game 7 of the conference finals. Robinson, and he draws the foul. Bell apparently hit him on the arm, and Robinson will shoot 2. Let's send it to Jim Gray.
All right, Mike, during that last timeout, George Karl told his teams, how many times do I have to tell you guys, transition defense, that's their juice. That's what gets them going. And since that timeout, Mike, they've run 2 more transition fast breaks. Back to you.
But when Allen Iverson gets that ball in the broken court at 3/4 of the other team's free throw line, that is Philadelphia. That is just him getting on the run and everybody else having to look at him. And guys like Aaron McKee, Raja Bell, Tyrone Hill, Jermaine Jones, Eric Snow, just feeding off the creativity of Iverson.
Robinson now 4 for 4 from the line. Robinson with 10 points to go along with Ray Allen's 11. But the Bucks down by 1.
Well, that breaks the run, and let's see if Philadelphia continues to keep the heat on.
Iverson for 3. He's got 16 points. And the Sixers back up by 4.
Cassell has got to take Iverson in the post and punish him.
Well, but again, remember George Karl said you're dribbling it too much. The only way he can get in from there is the back end.
Robinson in and out. Mutombo with his 6th rebound.
Cassell was playing great. Should have let him go.
Mutombo with a little hip check on Ray Allen. Another 3 for Iverson.
George Karl needs a timeout desperately.
And Karl asked for a 20. An 18-2 run.
Looked like a fadeaway to me, Steve.
You don't know a fadeaway when you see one. That's been your problem with Allen Iverson. Your whole theory is just take more shots. Just take more shots.
Jack
Straight
it
up and down.
Jack up 3s. Capitalize on the reluctance of big men to step away defensively. Ray Allen steps out. They run a give and go here. The back screen, and Irvin Johnson is guarding the basket area when you got 2 perimeter guys out at the free throw and 3-point line.
Iverson, of course, had 26 points in the 4th quarter of Game 6. He's got 11 already here in the 2nd quarter. There's still over 5.5 to play.
But again, look at the pressure. Now you go one-on-one. You get 1 shot and done. That's exactly what the Sixers want from Sam Cassell, and it's not what George Karl wants.
How about Raja Bell thinking about a 3 as Iverson misses, ball knocked loose, picked up by Glenn Robinson. Tough rebound and traffic. On the run, Milwaukee. Cassell drops it in. Sam Cassell now in double figures with 10. The big 3, all in double-digit scoring.
Well, I think Sam figured that they're going down. I'm going down firing. Now, I don't care what coach says. I'm going to get the ball up.
Should never listen to the coach when he tells you to start passing the ball.
Iverson. 21 for Iverson.
When you're hot like Sam, she'll make the coach take you out of the game.
Allen can't finish, but the deflection comes out back to Milwaukee. And an offensive foul.
No. The first foul was called on Roger Bell.
Glenn Robinson was looking at Steve Gaffney, but Bell's going to be called for his second instead. Larry Brown is red hot over that call.
Well, for Roger Bell, he's doing the right thing, though. He's making the big dog work for his position. And so Larry Brown can live with the fouls on him, and he hopes that it'll have a fatiguing effect on the shooting of Glenn Robinson. They double Cassell.
Irvin Johnson inside. In and out. It's been a 16-point turnaround here in this period. Bucks earlier in the quarter led by 9. Now they trail by 7.
Terrific second quarter for Iverson so far, 13. And trying to add to that total with this drive.
Kicks it out. Raja Bell for 3. It's good. Raja Bell. A huge spark off the bench for the Sixers, who go up by 10.
Role players delivering at home, and Iverson's ability to get into the lane. They're not defending the pick and roll well. Milwaukee and a foul call, and Iverson poking the ball away, and he can't believe it.
So Allen Iverson picks up his second, but it's Raja Bell who's a big part of the story here in the second.
Hill comes out, Jermaine Jones comes in, and Raja Bell, he's been practicing this shot for 10 days now, and he finally gets his chance to drop one in.
He was towing up the three-point line in the previous transition opportunity, wisely passed it up.
Bell, who has 11 total points in the entire playoffs prior to this game, has 7 already in just 5 minutes of play. He's 3 for 3 from the field. And another turnover for the Bucks, their 9th.
Sam Cassell was so intent on getting Iverson pushed way out on the floor, just took himself completely out of the play.
Now remember, all the turnovers the Sixers made in Game 6 in Milwaukee, and they kept throwing cross-court pass, court-court pass, and there's been all kind of turnovers that have helped Philadelphia get back the lead, and they have this crowd standing and going crazy.
That's a 3. Jermaine Jones able to keep it alive. Allen took a shot in the eye as he fed Glenn Robinson. An inadvertent poke, and Ray Allen holding on to his eye as he's down the other end.
Things are going so well for Philadelphia. They're calling plays for Raja Bell at the three-point line. Larry Brown's going to let his team feed off this crowd right now.
Coming up on Net Zero at the half, Marv Albert will have a live interview with the head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers, Phil Jackson, as he awaits the winner of tonight's Eastern Conference Finals. Marv?
All right, thanks, Ahmad. And Phil Jackson has been a careful observer of the first half action between the 76ers and the Bucks. Phil, what were your impressions of the first half?
Well, Milwaukee shot the ball real well for a stretch. They had some transition threes, and they did some things that were great for their own team. And then the turnover just ignited Philadelphia. Emotional run by Philadelphia as they jumped to this lead.
How about Shaq missed practice yesterday? I know the report was that he will be okay for practice tomorrow. What is his status?
He ran real hard on Friday. You know, Saturday was a little bit of swelling, so we sat him and did some therapy with him. And he'll have 2 days off. He should be fine on Monday when we start practice again.
All right, we will talk at length with Phil Jackson at halftime. Now let's get back to Philadelphia and Mike Breen.
Thanks, Marv. Of course, the Lakers perhaps on the verge of history with the way they have just stormed through the NBA playoffs, still undefeated, and trying to become the first team to ever do that. Iverson stripped by Sam Cassell, and Iverson has been called for his 3rd personal foul. Now remember, at the end of the first quarter, Iverson had that foul to give. He was the one that committed the foul. So now he's got 3 and will have to sit down.
Iverson on a broken play and trying to get back to the ball, dove, and that knocked Sam Cassell off balance. They have been letting them play, but he gets caught for that one, and that will send a hot Allen Iverson. 13 points in the quarter to the bench. Bell goes to the bench as well. Snow in the ball game, as well as Jermaine Jones.
Fouls to give should be reserved for the role players, not the MVP.
Well, if you're the only guy there to give the foul.
In the first quarter, the MVP is giving a foul. He's got to play 48 minutes.
He was taken right out after that with 4.6 remaining, but had to commit that foul because he was guarding Ray Allen.
Let's see if Iverson's time on the bench really hurts them in terms of generating their offense and how the defense of the Bucks rolls. Jones was wide open on that shot.
Jones misses. Tyrone Hill, nice tip ball, still loose, and Aaron McKee comes up with it.
Quickness to the loose balls.
Tyrone Hill went about 10 rows up. He just finally comes back onto the court.
Eric Snow with Robinson on him. Shot clock down to 9. Mutombo across the lane, whack from behind. It looked like Mutombo got hit, but here come the Bucks the other way.
Got hit twice and got no call. This is a chance for the Bucks to get back in the game, and let's see how they go about it. They get a reach-in foul against Aaron McKee.
So McKee picking up his first.
When Dikembe Mutombo rolled into that lane on Philadelphia's last possession, Irvin Johnson's playing him well, got hit on the backside by Glenn Robinson. No call whatsoever. Robinson comes right back and earns his own trip to the free throw line.
Robinson now 5 of 5 from the free throw line.
Robinson doing his job trying to keep his team close, and he has got 8 points here in the quarter, total of 14 in the game.
Iverson probably done for the rest of the half with the 3 personal fouls.
Can Milwaukee capitalize on that?
Aaron McKee usually steps up at this point to carry some of the offense, but they're coming back to Mutombo. He wants this one.
And this time he draws the foul. Irvin Johnson has, if that's him, it's going to be his 3rd, and that will really hurt. Johnson now with 3, Darvin Ham with 3.
They got to come with Jason Caffey, but attacking the beautiful strategy by Larry Brown, realizing that there is going to be a foul call the next time Mutombo gets that ball because they missed the previous time. Attack Irvin Johnson, pick up his 3rd foul, send him to the bench, and change the complexion of the game.
A lot of venting and the steam going between Irvin Johnson, Sam Cassell, and George Karl about where you're supposed to be.
Mutombo now 0 for 3 from the line. Next Sunday at 3 Eastern, the WNBA returns. Tina Thompson and the 4-time defending champion Comets take on Jennifer Gillen and the Phoenix Mercury. Plus, this marks the first meeting between Coach Cynthia Cooper and her old teammates. As Cooper now the new head coach of Phoenix. Don't miss the WNBA on NBC next Sunday at 3 Eastern on NBC.
Eric Snow doing a good job. Philadelphia, they follow their game plan. Larry Brown wanted full court pressure to allow Mutombo to become more of a force in this game, make them go to the hoop. Philadelphia forcing the Bucks in a driving situation.
He has 3 points in the game, and he has not been looking to score, looking to get that one up.
Mutombo had a hand at his face. And Tyrone Hill pulls it down. Excellent help defense from Dikembe Mutombo. We're seeing in this series why he has been 4-time Defensive Player of the Year.
Dikembe Mutombo has shown me stuff in this series that I have never seen throughout his illustrious career.
Again, trying to come inside against the undersized Caffey. A late whistle, but a good one.
Well, he's showing an up and under move, a step through move. We never thought he had. We've seen one-legged sky hooks a la Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. We've seen face-up jumpers.
The foul is on Cassell, and that's his first. So Mutombo will go back to the line where he has really struggled, just 1 of 4.
You know what we're going to do? We're going to get you a special pass so you can watch more of Dikembe Mutombo. You didn't want to watch him when he was at Atlanta. So now he's in Philadelphia. Maybe you'll look at his game.
I missed some of those Denver and Atlanta games, I must admit.
Mutombo helping with the offensive load with Iverson on the bench.
But here's a classic example of it's not how good you are, it's how good your teammates are. Now he finally comes to a situation where he's got guys who really got a game, everything going well, and a guy like Mutombo can be the difference.
7 points, 6er lead, minute and a half remaining in the second quarter.
Well, Cassell was going so well. Then he got out of the ball game, but he's still doing the one thing Carl doesn't want. Dribbling too much, taking too much time off the clock. Allen.
Ray Allen, 5 on the shot clock, knocked away, but a foul call. And both teams on the penalty now, so Ray Allen will go to the free throw line for the first time in the game.
but the Sixers are reacting and knifing at the ball, and it's making it difficult for Ray Allen, Cassell, and Glenn Robinson. Clearly a foul against Snow, but that's the Sixers game. If they do that enough, they get away with more of those calls than are called against them.
Second foul on Eric Snow. And a reminder coming up, net zero at the half. Ahmad, PJ, and KJ here in Philadelphia with comments and reactions from the first half. Plus, of course, Marv with Laker head coach Phil Jackson live from LA. All coming up at net zero at the half.
Philadelphia's defense, the way they're able to guard different guys than their own matched up player. When Tyrone Hill can switch over, Jermaine Jones, Aaron McKee, the versatility really gives them an edge.
McKee looking to post up Ray Allen. Tough fall-away shot, well short, and Jason Caffey pushed off Mutombo to get the rebound. Caffey's upset as he picks up his second, but he pushed off.
It's a bad matchup for Jason Caffey, and he wasn't in good position to begin with, and he knew if I could just get a little nudge in here, I might get away with it. This is a tough shot that McKee takes, and watch Mutombo fly out of the frame, and that's the reason for it.
He mistimed it. And yes, there was contact.
Mutombo with his third straight trip to the free throw line. And now seems to have regained the stroke from there. Dikembe Mutombo as Bell comes back in the game. And Jermaine Jones will sit down. Dikembe Mutombo, when he was first acquired from the Atlanta Hawks, there was a lot of criticism, and the team record-wise was very up and down toward the tail end of the regular season. Iverson was hurt, missed some games, so that was part of it. But there were a lot of criticism from the fans and the media here in Philadelphia about that trade. But now you look at it, and with all due respect to Theo Ratliff, I don't know if the Sixers would be playing in this Game 7 if that trade hadn't been made. Probably not.
Mutombo has been the difference in this series.
Glenn Robinson with an elbow and a push-off drops in his 10th point of the quarter. So, you know, in some instances the official are letting them play, and then others they're calling a foul.
You don't win the conference championship without dominating the basket area, and it has been Mutombo who has done that.
McKee wide open at the top.
Raja Bell gets inside, and he puts it in. And a foul. Raja Bell off the bench exploding for the Sixers. An unlikely hero here in the first half.
And look who's the first guy up to cheer him. Allen Iverson has played with 3 fouls. Determined to get to the hoop, playing like Allen Iverson.
Here's a guy they didn't even sign until April 6th. He signed a 10-day contract. Larry Brown has always liked the way he's played, so then they signed him to a multi-year deal, put him on the playoff roster. He's certainly an excellent defensive player, but now helping on the offensive end as well.
Here's a guy who grew up like Tim Duncan in the Virgin Islands. Like Tim Duncan, grew up as a swimmer. Picked up basketball very late in life. Started college up in Boston. Didn't work out there. Then he goes down to Florida International. Now he's in the NBA Eastern Conference Finals 7th game. He's the star of it.
He won a CBA championship. Now hoping to be part of an NBA title. 5 on the shot clock.
Allen wants this one all the way.
Ray Allen gets away from Tyrone Hill. Oh, pretty shot. Hill had no chance. 1.6 remaining. McKee, it'll count if it goes, but it's going to be way short. And that will end the first half. Much like the first 6 games of this series, a real roller coaster. And Raja Bell with some big plays off the bench. Again, the unlikely hero for the Philadelphia 76ers with 10 points here in the first half. Meanwhile, Dikembe Mutombo a strong half, and he's with Lewis Johnson.
All right, Mike, thanks a lot. Dikembe, late in the second quarter, you make that big 23-6 run, and in a timeout, Larry Brown says keep the tempo. How tough is it to keep this tempo here with a half to go?
I think we're just playing to know that they don't want to lose. They don't want to give up this game. We just want to come up and pick them up at full court.
People have been stepping up at all times of the year. And look at Raja Bell, the young guy coming on the court. What do you think about his performance in the first half?
It's unbelievable. We asked him to come out to help us win this ball game, and he's responding in everything the coaches are asking him.
Okay, Dikembe, good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
Mike?
Jim Gray back in Philadelphia as we get ready for the second half. I just spoke to the Bucks coach, George Karl. He told me that they're going right after Allen Iverson right away. He's got 3 personal fouls. We want to get him out of the game. He also says he feels pretty good about his team, that they survived the 23-6 run. We tend to explode, then fall asleep. Hopefully we'll be up for the entire second half and persevere. Let's go down to Lewis Johnson for the Sixers.
All right, Jim, thanks a lot. I talked to Roger Bile coming out of the locker room and asking him about his 10-point performance in the first half. He said he's not surprised that this is the opportunity he's been waiting for. I also might mention to him that Phil Jackson mentioned his name during our halftime interview. He said, tell Phil hello, and then we'll see him next week in L.A. Mike?
Thank you, Lewis. Bell looked very poised out there, but he starts the third quarter on the bench.
Now be careful what you ask for.
Iverson knocks it down. Allen Iverson. Not only the 23 points, but he also has 4 assists in the game.
For Philadelphia here in the third. Get to the hoop. Create foul trouble for Milwaukee. Irvin Johnson's already got 3. Rebounding for possession. And Allen Iverson jack up lots of shots.
Now let's see if this trying to get Allen Iverson, the 4th foul, throws the Milwaukee Bucks off. They're not a team that really plays matchup and take advantage of different situations. It's a free-flowing team, and they may end up hurting themselves. Tyrone Hill been in the lane a month.
Hill won't go. Ripped down by Robinson. Tip Thomas starting the second half. Darvin Ham started the first half, but picked up 3 quick fouls. And Cassell, as we've seen, does that as well as anybody in the league. He draws the foul on Aaron McKee, who's a bit shaken up on the play.
Iverson opened the game with a 3-point shot. Now moves beautifully off the low screen. That was a 2. That's right, that they called his foot on the line to open the game. And now he comes right back and opens the second half. Good signs for Philadelphia.
Bucks perfect from the free throw line. 11 for 11. McKee didn't seem to pick a good shot to the ribs. Of course, Cassell is the one with the bruised ribs. And as Jim Gray reported earlier, he ripped off the flak jacket he's worn throughout this series. He ripped it off in the first quarter.
Now remember what George Karl told us. He doesn't want to play slow and sloppy. He wants to play wild and crazy. But they're in a possession game right now. And seeing the 76ers walk the ball up the clock. 8 on the clock for Mutombo.
If he wanted to play wild and crazy, why did he tell Sam Cassell to stop shooting?
He didn't tell him to stop shooting. He told him to stop dribbling. Those are 2 different things.
Good hands from McKee to deflect it. And Aaron McKee winds up with a loose ball. Goes right at Thomas.
Terrific defense by Tim Thomas.
Still Sixer ball.
Well, McKee never had control of that ball. That's why he had difficulty getting the finish, and the crowd was hoping that they got some sort of foul. Brown is out there barking, but as he comes out, he's a little bit out of control to begin with, loses the ball, and never gets a good opportunity.
Aaron McKee, just 2 of 9 from the field, but he has 8 assists. Iverson continues to shoot the ball well. He's got 25.
Throughout the game, Philadelphia has always had somebody playing really well. Iverson, Rajabel, Mutombo. They've got more shot attempts and more free throw attempts.
And Tim Thomas with a strong move.
Their role players are playing well. Their bench is contributing.
Iverson is playing like a guy that doesn't have 3 fouls. He just reached in that last time. Could have easily gotten called. And he seems to have the idea he's going to be aggressive and he's going to leave everything out there.
He only knows how to play one way. Fires away. Won't go. Fight for the rebound. Loose ball foul against Tyrone Hill. That'll be his first.
Moving without the ball. Now, Iverson is one of the rare players who can really create successfully his own shot. But when he gets moving without the ball and everybody gets involved, it's so much easier for the entire team. Great screen that time by Mutombo.
And again, when they try to take advantage of Allen Iverson, they take Ray Allen and Glenn Robinson out of the game. They need all 3 of these guys scoring. And Iverson got away with that one.
Johnson the rebound. Ray Allen knocked away.
Aaron McKee, solid defense. 2 possessions that time. Tough pass, though.
And Jermaine Jones goes crashing into the first row, knocking a patron to the floor. Jones slow getting up. A lot of photographers along the baseline.
Who did he knock to the floor?
A patron.
Oh.
Now,
what did you thought I said?
That pass needed to be a little bit more in the air and not so much on the line, so they blow a golden chance to build on their lead. 6-point game, and you know how explosive the Milwaukee Bucks are.
Cassell goes right at Iverson again. And like you said, Steve, Iverson is not backing away despite those 3 fouls. McKee, oh, he threaded the needle. Not a lot of room to get that pass in there. Aaron McKee with his 10th assist of the game.
But we're seeing the Sixers at their best, forcing the turnovers, getting into the open court and converting. And right now we're not seeing the Bucks at their best, dribbling the ball and not keeping all 3 offensive players involved. The big dog.
His first opportunity of the half. They go almost 3.5 minutes before he even touches the ball, Robinson.
Iverson on the run. Robinson. Aaron McKee, wide open 3.
Oh, Tim Thomas ran out and got away with it.
Yeah,
Glenn Robinson saved that play for Milwaukee.
The Bucks love to see that happen. And they cut it to 6 with 4 minutes gone by here in the third. George Karl, very intense along the sideline.
Well, you've got Iverson scoring all 6 of the points for the Sixers here in the third quarter, and they want to get some other people involved.
But Philadelphia has not attacked Irvin Johnson, who's got 3 fouls, on a single opportunity yet.
Iverson trying to set up Jermaine Jones, and the shot clock expires. A 24-second violation. The Bucks defense, that's not their strength, or they haven't been known for that, but they have played some terrific defensive games during these playoffs.
No, they've been very good at keeping people out of the middle. They have reacted well to the ball. They've come up with a lot of blocks off the ball. You know, there's no reason for them, Philadelphia, to just try to shut down their offense by attacking Irvin Johnson. He's going to come to the ball, so if they just play their game, they'll get the 4th or 5th foul on Irvin Johnson.
What a step out by Mutombo. Denied the whole play.
Ray Allen, wild shot.
Mutombo again. Forced the shot and tipped it out for a fast break.
Snow to Iverson. Inside. And a foul. And Iverson will shoot 2. Sam Cassell, upset with a call, picks up his 2nd.
Mutombo made 3 defensive plays. And this ignites Mutombo's defense. Another fast break opportunity. Slicing right through. Sam Cassell called for the reach in. He can't believe it.
During that play, Raja Bell walked to the scorer's table. The crowd started going nuts, and they give him a big cheer again. Raja Bell, playing in just his 15th game of his NBA career, only played in 5 games at the tail end of the regular season, and has had spot duty throughout the playoffs, getting big minutes again here in the second half.
That tells us how desperate the fans of Philadelphia are for some sort of hero, somebody to help them out.
Cassell using the screen beautifully, draws a foul before the shot. It's going to go against Bell, and that's his 3rd.
8 points
Steve, you said
quarter for Iverson.
Steve, you said a couple of moments ago that Milwaukee's done a good job at keeping Philadelphia out of the middle. I disagree with that. I think that has been the difference in the series. That along with Mutombo. I think that Iverson getting into the paint has created the offensive rebound opportunities.
Blocked from behind. Irvin Johnson. He's upset. Larry Brown's upset. Nobody's happy. A technical foul called on Larry Brown. Brown lost it despite the blocked shot. I think maybe he felt it should have been Sixers ball. But Milwaukee will shoot a technical free throw after Larry Brown running down the sideline.
The coach of the year, rarely do you see him lose it like that.
He got into it with Randy Ayers, and I know what I'm doing, let go, and Ayers was not going to let him go. He knows how important it is to have Brown out here on the floor.
Brown coming out on the floor. Crawford he had to give him a technical. Brown coming out like that.
Larry was quickly trying to get back there before they even noticed that he was on the court.
And Brown still hot. It's his team holding him back. Sixers still lead by 7. Just over 5 minutes gone by in the third. The emotions and the passions overflowing here in the third quarter. Sixers still lead by 7. Larry Brown hit with a technical after this play.
But with the Dikembe Mutombo showing why he's a 4-time Defensive Player of the Year. Tyrone Hill fouls him. The call is not made. The ball goes off the head. A hard foul from behind and across the wrist. The ball goes off the head of Irvin Johnson. That caused Larry Brown to be so upset. But the referee said, hey, look, we missed the foul. Just give it to Milwaukee out of bounds.
Mike, does this sound familiar? These are the playoffs. There are no fouls. They got to let them play.
But because of the technical, the shot clock was reset from 2 to 14. Robinson, meanwhile, puts it in. So the technical not only hurts because they gave up a free throw, but also gives Robinson plenty of time to get off a quality shot.
I think that's a place where they can attack Milwaukee to try to get back in. They only trail 5. Roger Bell cannot guard Glenn Robinson in the post.
Very unlike Larry Brown to pick up the technical as Iverson gets inside. Of course, as we say throughout the playoffs, Raja Bell inside, won't go. Tyrone Hill left-handed. Another offensive rebound, and he's fouled before the shot.
What Larry Brown said of Tyrone Hill. Milwaukee is zoning. They're in a 1-2-2. If we can't get you any plays, at least you can get to the offensive glass. Cassell clapping, and at least they will not see free throws shot against them.
But now Sam Cassell has 3 fouls, and a big concern for Milwaukee. They don't have a great defensive rebounder on the court right now, and it is so tough, if not impossible, to win on the road at the championship level without somebody to say, hey, this defensive board is mine.
Now, they rebound better as they make a great entry pass into Tyrone Hill when they shoot the ball. When they don't shoot the ball well, they don't do anything well.
Well, they got crossed up defensively there on the screen with Hill and Iverson.
What does shooting have to do with defensive rebound?
And a foul call on Eric Snow. That's his 3rd.
Pressure on the passer, and you don't get these kinds of plays. If you don't have it, and you see Eric Snow has plenty of time to look in, there you are, right in the hands and over the top for Tyrone Hill.
You've got to keep your eye contact on the ball. Both Milwaukee Bucks switched out because they were watching the guy coming off the screen, lost contact with Tyrone Hill.
Now, you're a big energy guy. When the Bucks are making shots, their energy is better. Ray Allen switched off, couldn't finish the play. Mutombo comes back to get the rebound.
9 rebounds for Dikembe Mutombo, and he right now has 6 blocked shots. Eric Snow along the baseline, trying to get it into Mutombo and turns it over.
Bad decision that time by Snow. Mutombo is running at him. Allen again pushing off.
A lot of contact from both, and Allen knocks down a tough shot.
Ray Allen has been pushing off with that left arm and getting away with it.
That was a foul on Aaron McKee. Ray Allen is moving up the court. They bumped him off his run. That's got to be a defensive foul.
That time it looked like McKee with the initial contact. Allen, meanwhile, Ray, that is, with 18 points and 6 assists. Bucks down 5. 5 minutes left, 3rd quarter. Tyrone Hill. Hill with 9 points.
See if Ray Allen's hot. Mutombo comes to double team. Offensive foul, Ray Allen.
And there it is. Only 3 times in a row, but what did that have to do with it? Allen looks like he's hurt.
Ray Allen, obviously, in a lot of pain. It's only his first personal foul, but he's shaken up.
But what happens when you get out of control? You try to find a way to get yourself under balance, and Ray Allen comes hard, and Snow is falling all the way, and he lost him. So Ray Allen goes down hard. We don't know which arm he came down on.
Here's a guy who's never missed a game. Here's a guy who's never been hurt, Ray Allen. One of the most durable players in all the NBA.
Trainer Troy Wenzel and the staff out there attending to Allen. We'll be right back. It's the left knee that they're looking at as Ray Allen had to be helped off and walking very slowly to the Milwaukee bench. Here's the play.
Eric Snow is going down before there's any sort of contact. We don't know if there was a knee on knee. We don't know if they're just slippage, stepping on a foot.
And when he plants his right foot right there, it buckles on him, and that's when he has the problem, and he immediately starts grabbing for that leg. And on the previous play, you can see how he's coming hard, and he's putting that arm out when he comes in like that.
He's already been hit there.
He's being taken back to the Bucks locker room right now.
Well, that's not good. Let's hope that they can find out what's wrong with him, and it's not serious.
We'll hear from Jim Gray as soon as we get any updates. We hope that certainly Ray Allen can come back after his spectacular performance in Game 6 and the way he's risen to become one of the elite players in the NBA here in the biggest game of his young career. Mutombo Dikembe Mutombo puts the Sixers up by 9.
Continuing to shine, and now with Jason Caffey matched up with Mutombo as they're trying to save fouls on Irvin Johnson.
Well, let's see who turns out to be the Elijah Bell for the Bucks. Big Dog has been keeping him in the game.
Mutombo with his 10th rebound. Another double-double for Dikembe Mutombo.
Dominating the paint. What makes it so tough to beat the Lakers?
Iverson puts it in. 31 for Iverson. And the Philadelphia 76ers with their largest lead of the game.
Sam Cassell and Glenn Robinson have to try to take over here.
Cassell. Oh, tough shot and a big answer from Sam Cassell. As we mentioned, Cassell 4-0 in his career in Game 7s.
And the Bucks have to continue to believe in what they're doing. But right now, there's no defensive pressure on the ball, and the ball is moving too freely.
Eric Snow wide open.
Allowing penetration. Milwaukee's defense. Series-long nightmare for George Karl.
Now, you heard Karl say you might want to go up Mutombo. Cassell should go right now. He's holding, but he should be trying to get inside, and he doesn't.
Robinson with 8 on the shot clock. Nice pull-up from Glenn Robinson. What footwork.
This is a 6'9" post player from high school, a power forward in college, now just floating gracefully, the quick feet. Very impressive.
We've seen the Bucks battle back in their Game 6 victory against Charlotte. As McKee gets inside, they were facing elimination. They were down by 16 on the road. Won that game to force the Game 7.
Who's guarding Aaron McKee?
Well, one of the driving
guys getting to the hoop at will.
One of the driving forces was Ray Allen. Allen is in the locker room right now, and they got to get somebody to step up.
Tyrone Hill the foul as he pushed off on Caffey after Caffey able to get the offensive rebound, and to Tyrone Hill his second.
And George Karl realizing he desperately needs offense. Lindsey Hunter to the bench. Tim Thomas comes in. Boy, with a bigger lineup now. Just basically one guard, Cassell, and 4 front court guys.
Caffey playing extra minutes. With no Scott Williams. A reminder, Friday at 10 a.m. in all time zones, our French Open coverage continues with the men's semifinals. Andre Agassi back at the site where he completed the career Grand Slam in '99. Still in the hunt for a second French title in 3 years. The French Open Friday, 10 a.m. in all time zones, plus the women's final next Saturday and the men's final next Sunday, all on NBC. Bucks hanging in there, down 7. The free throw shooting has been a big bonus.
Middle is open, and you got to see if Iverson can get in.
Mutombo blocked by Johnson. Mutombo again, and a foul.
George Karl said he wanted to use Tim Thomas on Allen Iverson. Put some size on him, change up looks. They do a good job of forcing him to his left hand into the help, but then they have too many guys that collapse. Allen's coming into the lane. Allen Iverson looking to pass. Everybody else just slides in. When you know he's going to pass, that's when you stay at home on your guy.
Well, that shows you just how dangerous Allen Iverson is in George Karl's mind. 4 guys collapsed on him.
Third foul on Jason Caffey. Mutombo 3 blocks away from a triple-double.
But is that really necessary when you got Tim Thomas already towering over the top of him?
Mutombo misses. Let's go to Jim Gray.
All right, Mike. Well, Ray Allen is back right now in the Bucks locker room. He has a left knee contusion, according to the team physicians and the trainer for the Bucks. They will ice it down right now, and he hopes to return to the game at some point in the 4th quarter. They will continue to look him over. His mother right now is back with him, and Ray Allen wants to continue to play. Mike?
Jim, thank you. An illegal defense call against Philly, their first, so just a warning.
Well, that's a good sign for the Bucks that they think they can contain the injury, whatever it is, and get him back out on the floor. Cassell
knocks it down. Sam Cassell, another big shot. And Cassell now with 18 points.
Their job is to stay close until they can find some more firepower, be it Ray Allen returning or Tim Thomas, and they're doing just that. Middle is open again for Iverson. Let's see if he comes to it.
Thomas is guarding Iverson.
That's the loneliest feeling in the world.
Can't connect though. 3-on-2 break the other way. Thomas gets a running start. Caffey inside.
When they went the wrong way, and that's what allows them to break. That's what Larry Brown didn't want. 5-point game.
Sixers went up by 11 a few minutes ago, but the Bucks without Ray Allen slowly chipping away.
How about an offensive opportunity from Mutombo inside? He's had his way with Jason Caffey.
Aaron McKay.
When Philadelphia decides that they want to become a jump shooting team, that plays in the hands of the Milwaukee Bucks.
Caffey doesn't want to go at Mutombo down there.
Well, he's learned that lesson the hard way.
As many have. Cassell tied up. Mutombo takes it away from him. And then Cassell trips up Iverson. Snow inside, misses. Sam Cassell put out his right hand. A technical foul's been called. He tripped up Iverson as Iverson tried to run down the floor. And apparently that was missed. But then Danny Crawford hitting him with a technical. I don't know why for the technical.
Well, he waited until the play unfolded.
I think you're right, Bill.
Because he knew he could call the technical after Philadelphia had their offensive opportunity.
Ray Allen, by the way, has come back to the Milwaukee bench. So Iverson will shoot the technical. That's Cassell's 4th technical foul of this series. And again, here in a game 7, Larry Brown's already been hit with one. Now Sam Cassell, too important to even think about getting hit with technical.
Mutombo is going to come up with a big steal on the double team against Sam Cassell. A lot of slashing and hacking down. Mutombo over the top, and then Sam Cassell grabs and trips up Allen Iverson, kept him from getting involved in the play, and the referee calmly waited until Philadelphia had their offensive opportunity and then whistled the technical foul.
That's great officiating. Crawford seeing the situation, making the right call. You see another technical from Milwaukee. Technicals and flagrants have hurt them. Cassell off the mark. Iverson. Oh, what a bounce pass. Jermaine Jones puts the Sixers back up by 8. Iverson now with 6 assists to go along with his 32 points.
Try to get Glenn Robinson going here.
Robinson at three-pointer won't go. Caffey the offensive board. And Johnson sticks it back out. Sam Cassell. Johnson. Mutombo's presence altering that. But then a loose ball foul call against Milwaukee.
And another foul on Sam Cassell.
So Cassell has 4. He just waved his arms at Steve Jabby. He's got to be careful. A second technical, and he's gone for the game.
He knows that. He's not getting one here. But Allen Iverson in transition. Mutombo's defensive presence has created so many opportunities.
Sam Cassell has got to contain himself. Right now, his competitive edge and spirit is getting to him. He's trying to do too much. He's getting caught, and instead of walking away, he's had too much to say.
Shot clock turned off. Final seconds, 3rd quarter. Iverson double team. Hoist up the 3. It's good! At the buzzer! For Allen Iverson. We can't even hear Jim Gray. This place is so loud as they begin the 4th. Sixers an 11-point lead. Allen Iverson, 35 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds.
You know, Bill, this is a different game 7 than it was for them against the Toronto Raptors. They entered that final quarter only ahead by 3. They got a cushion, but they got to keep taking the ball to the rim. The middle again is open for Iverson. He cannot go the other way. He's got to stop thinking jump shot at this point and drive.
Iverson inside. Tyrone Hill. Hill misfires Mutombo. Dikembe Mutombo with his 13th rebound.
Because he's calling for the ball. He wants that ball. Give him the ball, Mutombo.
Let's send it to Jim Gray.
All right, Mike, Ray Allen is getting ready to check back into the game. After that Allen Iverson three-pointer, they're going to need him. He was limping as he was running up and down back in the alley underneath the locker room. He was limping, but he told George Karl he wants to come in and play. Mike?
And right now his team is down by 14, largest lead of the game for the Sixers.
If he can possibly do anything, they're going to have to go with it right now. Iverson is calling the crowd out. At the top of this game, we said that these 7 games where it's all on one night, who is the best player? Up to this point, it has been Allen Iverson with huge support from Mutombo.
Cassell going right at Iverson.
But again, I think that theory is really hurt the Milwaukee Bucks because they dribble the ball too much. They haven't passed it enough. Robinson running hook.
And gets the roll. Johnson took his hand away. Smart play. Glenn Robinson now with 22.
They're just isolating Iverson virtually every possession.
Well, this is a bad matchup for Tim Thomas if Iverson will go to the rim. They got to think, take it to the rim. Tough shot, Aaron McKee.
Oh, McKee with the left hand. And the Sixers back up by 14.
It's the only matchup they can go with. You got Ray Allen hurt trying to get into the game. You got Sam Cassell with 4 fouls.
But what the point is that Iverson's got to take advantage of it. If he doesn't, it doesn't matter.
Cassell misses. Batumbo another rebound.
Take advantage. They're up 14 points, and he's got, what, 38?
He's got to take advantage by going to the rim. You know about the rim?
That's what Larry Brown said. As long as he keeps driving, as we have a foul away from the ball. Now we'll go against Jason Caffey. That's his 4th.
This is a tough shot by Aaron McKee. Came in and against the defense, switched hands and got that little teaser to go in. And that's what's going to put the game away for them. If they start banging away from the outside, they're going to start missing shots. And that team in purple and green is going to come back in a hurry.
What were the halftime keys? Get to the hoop. Continue.
Again, they leave at Iverson a lane. He takes a mid-range jumper.
In and out. Caffey the rebound. But Jason Caffey tried to dribble and lost the ball. Bucks turn it over for the 14th time.
Create turnovers and capitalize on those turnovers. Rebound for possession. Get the ball to Iverson so he can jack it up.
A standing ovation here at the First Union Center. McKee to Mutombo. Johnson grabs it. Ball knocked out.
They're calling it the other way for
It's going to be Bucks ball. Irvin Johnson played him very well down low.
Mutombo say, what about the grab? You don't see the grab?
Have you ever seen a team win that gave up penetration?
Would you make up your mind? Jack up a 3 or give up penetration?
2.5 gone by here in the 4th.
Milwaukee's not denying penetration. How can they win?
Ray Allen back in the game. Snow stays with him. Allen blocked by Snow.
6 on the clock.
Allen sees that, makes another move. Oh, tough shot from Ray Allen, and he is hobbling as he goes down the floor.
Well, there's no question, but it's a good thing for Ray Allen is he is guarding Eric Snow, and unless Eric Snow is going to go at him to take advantage of the fact that he's not 100%, it doesn't matter. 11 on the clock for Allen Iverson.
Iverson gets it inside. Mutombo drops it in. Beautiful. Lead stays at 14. Just over 3 minutes gone by. Allen is hobbling in a series that we've seen so much character and grit from both teams. Ray Allen putting it all out on the line as he is hurting out there. Glenn Robinson. Ball knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Mutombo.
Mutombo has done so much and is not even breathing hard. What a phenomenal physical specimen.
A concerned Ray Allen, knowing that his teammates are down and he needs to be out on the floor, is trying to get this one out. And he knows just by his presence out on the floor, he can make some things happen, even if he's missing shots. This one he drops, but you can see after he finishes, he is struggling to get back up the floor, so he's laboring. But what he's learned, just like Allen Iverson learned, if you're out here, they got to guard you. That means somebody else might have a chance to get some business done.
That's the breaks of the game, and that somebody else better come alive right now, because unless they find a defensive force, oh, Glenn Robinson, beautiful. Unless they find a defensive force, unless they find a rebounding force and a hot hand, it's going to be over for Milwaukee.
Robinson hitting that shot from the same spot that he missed at the end of Game 5. Robinson having a very strong game. 24.7 boards. Iverson leaning in off the glass. Allen Iverson exploding here at Game 7.
Well,
he's got 40.
What we know is they should have never let him have that 26-point quarter in Milwaukee because he's alive and well.
He got healthy. His game is fresh again.
I think his tailbone has felt a lot better the last several games.
Well, Iverson has figured out what he has been doing wrong and giving himself better chances to look at the bucket. He attacks with no pressure from the baseline that time to get it off the window. 8 on the clock for Ray Allen.
Snow, second time, draws the foul.
3 shots.
And Ray Allen will go to the line.
You got to live with that one because Ray Allen is so explosive and so dangerous, and Brown wants pressure, and Eric Snow trying to reach in and slap it back, gets caught.
What you've seen tonight, outstanding defense from Philadelphia, limiting the Bucks to 78 points. And wonderful offense for the Sixers as well. This is not a high-scoring team.
We're a long way from done. You know, this Milwaukee.
Yeah, and they got 91 already.
Well, let me say this to you again. The last time they were down big, it looked like the Sixers were going to run away. They scored 10 in a minute. This is a very dangerous team.
Yeah, we've seen some very big turnarounds from both teams throughout the series. The Bucks now a perfect 18 for 18 from the free throw line. They trail by 11. Still plenty of time. Over 7.5 minutes left.
Mike, I think that Bill wants to get on with that championship and get to L.A.
Iverson.
Looks like Iverson does for sure.
7.25 for Iverson.
You got Sam Cassell guarding Iverson. Cassell's got 4 fouls, and they need him desperately. So no good matchups that George Karl can go to right now.
Tyrone Hill has had a strong game with 9 points and 9 boards.
When Milwaukee struggles, it's because they are one and done with a quick shot. They need to pass the ball, get a little bit more movement. Back to Iverson.
A 3. Hill the rebound, and a new 24.
Punish him here if you're Philadelphia. Burn their legs and their lungs.
Iverson.
How about driving the ball and getting a foul and getting to the free throw line?
Puts it up. No go off the back of the rim. Ball tipped out. McKee able to tip it. First Tyrone Hill, then Aaron McKee.
Well, the hustle plays right now going in favor of the homestanding Sixers. Crowd on their feet, Mike.
A plethora of standing ovations for the Sixers. Mutombo, 7 on the shot clock. Inside, but he draws the foul. 6:24 remaining. The Sixers lead by 13 with 2 free throws coming up.
Hey, Mike, anybody want to go to L.A. with me?
Dikembe Mutombo appears to be on his way.
Well, you know, he is very determined this evening, and he has played a terrific game tonight.
Allen Iverson, meanwhile, with 42 points, and Iverson on the verge or coming close to the NBA record for most points in a Game 7. Sam Jones and Dominique Wilkins hold back. And remember, Iverson, he was shooting under 30% in this series for the first 5.5 games. And now coming alive in the 4th quarter yesterday and certainly here today, and coming close to that record held by Jones and Wilkins.
But you had 1995, and a little guy almost got the record then. Kevin Johnson put on a terrific show in a Game 7 against the Houston Rockets, all for naught.
And this is the largest lead of the game. Tim Thomas puts up the 3. Aaron McKee, another rebound. McKee's had one of those terrific all-around games. And Larry Brown wants timeout. On their feet again here in Philly. Mutombo's calling the crowd out. The 76ers in control right now. The last time the 76ers made the NBA Finals, they won it all back in 1983 with Moses Malone and Julius Erving. Dr. J watching right now as the Sixers lead by 15.
So many great players have played in this town. Wilt Chamberlain, Dr. J, Moses Malone, and now Allen Iverson. Charles Barkley, throw him into that list. Iverson's done it all. He's got 42 points, 7 assists, 5 rebounds. The smallest guy in the court has played the biggest of games. And that's what the MVP is all about. That's been the difference here.
We're midway through the 4th.
And over 50% shooting.
Backdoor. And Iverson foul, goes crashing to the floor. Eric Snow, a perfect setup.
Iverson may shatter that 47 points by Sam Jones.
Well, he's had 2 50-point-plus games in the playoffs so far, both coming in the semis of the Eastern Conference and headed for another 50 with 5:57 to go if Brown does not call him off.
Chance of MVP, now 43 for Iverson. Of course, in that Toronto series, it's amazing. The difference between winning and losing is so small. Vince Carter hits that shot at the end of Game 7. It's the Raptors who are in the finals, but that's been the Sixers story all season and certainly during the playoffs. Battling and coming away with the big victories.
And they always say that the regular season is not important. Home court. That's what this game has been about.
Ray Allen answers with a 3, and the Bucks won't back down.
Well, Allen needs to have one of those 19 points in 5 minutes as he did in Game 6, and let's see if he can do it. If he does, he makes a ball game out of it for Milwaukee.
But they put Tim Thomas back on Allen Iverson. Maybe that could have an effect.
7 on the shot clock for Aaron McKee. Good defense from Ray Allen despite the bad knee. Eric Snow trips up, gets it to Hill. Tyrone Hill with a double-double. Cassell, tough shot. Rebound, Snow. And they're starting to feel it here at the First Union Center.
When Ray Allen went out with 4 minutes plus in the third quarter, Milwaukee trailed by 7. By the time he got back in, they were down by 14. They have not been able to close the gap since.
7 on the clock for Mutombo.
Just over 4.5 remaining in the game. Mutombo draws the foul, and he goes crashing to the floor.
Now Sam Cassell just pushed him down, and then it has something to say. And Javi is saying something to Sam Cassell right now.
Here's Larry Brown, who's hoping for his first trip to the NBA Finals. Brown has been in the conference finals in the NBA 3 times. He lost in '78 when he was coach of Denver. They lost to Seattle. He lost in '94 with the Pacers. They lost to the Knicks. And then in '95 with the Pacers, he lost to the Orlando Magic and has never been to the NBA Finals. And now with a possibility, his team 4:38 remaining, leading by 16.
And after losing to Orlando back in the mid-90s, Larry Brown's going to see a lot different Shaquille O'Neal than 6 years ago.
He's seen only Don Nelson and Pat Fitzsimmons with more victories without making the NBA Finals. Brown, the coach of the year, has done such a wonderful job along with Billy King in turning this team around. When he first came, the only player on his roster that's still there is Allen Iverson, and boy, have they surrounded him with terrific players.
Remember, in 5 games, the Sixers were shooting well under 36%. In this ball game here tonight, they're 47 plus. It started in the 4th quarter of Game 6. They started making shots, and they have controlled the game since then. Mutombo.
And a reaching foul call on Irvin Johnson. That's his 5th.
Ray Allen,
Milwaukee in the penalty.
Ray Allen was taken out of the game, and I think he's done. Lindsey Hunter snuck in, and Ray Allen is finished after getting that 3, 8 points, and I think George Karl realizes the game is out of hand, and Ray Allen should not try to play.
Lindsey Hunter is in. They're starting to celebrate. The fans are here at the First Union Center as Mutombo with another superb game.
He's got 7 block shots, and he makes every free throw.
Wednesday night at 9 Eastern, the NBA Finals will tip off. It's the Lakers and what looks like will be the Philadelphia 76ers, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific in Game 1 of the NBA Finals on Wednesday night. Thomas the rebound. Sam Cassell and the Bucks have put up a tough fight here on the road. Thomas inside, and Tim Thomas brings it to within 15, but we're now under 4 minutes remaining.
And trading baskets just will not get it done. You've got to come out, put some defensive pressure, make some stops, then start getting some threes to fall.
Iverson, tough shot. Mutombo the rebound. And Iverson will bring it out.
And the trade for Mutombo.
Allen Iverson, who said throughout this series he's so proud to be a part of this team. Getting a standing ovation.
Now Sam Cassell making a mistake by letting Iverson come to him. but they get away with it because he ended up taking a jumper.
And Cassell will bring it up the other way.
And look at Mutombo out there at the three-point line, denying Sam Cassell.
Lindsey Hunter for three. McKee boxing out. But here comes Iverson. Goes right at Tim Thomas. Blocked by Thomas. Iverson goes down hard. And he holds on to his, looks like his left hand. He's still down at the other end of the floor. Robinson tries to go backdoor, and he stepped out of bounds. He goes crashing into the photographers along the baseline, but Iverson really shaken up on that last play.
Well, this is not good.
Lenny Courier quickly comes out to attend to Iverson, and we'll have a timeout. 2:51 remaining, fourth quarter. The Sixers on the verge of going back to the NBA Finals. Iverson will stay in the game. This was during the timeout after the hard fall that he came up and seemed to have hurt his hand on that last play, but he'll stay in.
Well, it was a quick drive by Allen Iverson challenging Tim Thomas. Thomas tried to come over and make the block, and off balance and trying to catch himself, he came down with both hands, but it was the left hand that took most of the pressure on the fall, and he came up aching. But again, he's a resilient guy and not coming out of this ball game. Sixers with the basketball.
2:51 remaining. Bucks still pressing, still fighting right to the bitter end, which is what you expect.
Darvin Ham in the ball game. Irvin Johnson out as they go small, but no pressure on the ball. So it doesn't do any good to go small if you're not going to pressure the ball and try to force some turnovers.
But the Bucks, right now, the body language, it appears that they realize the inevitable. And that their season will come to an end. Tyrone Hill.
Mutombo again.
Loose ball foul called.
Sam Cassell.
It's everywhere. Mutombo, of course, one of those who won an individual award. Defensive player of the year as Cassell fouls out. Iverson with some nice sportsmanship. What a terrific season Sam Cassell has had in helping the Bucks go their furthest in 15 years.
The very young Milwaukee team. The team that will look back and say, we had our chances.
Mutombo, meanwhile, as we mentioned, Defensive Player of the Year. Allen Iverson, the MVP. Aaron McKee, the sixth man. Larry Brown, Coach of the Year. The team with so many individual awards will now be able to go for the Ultimate Team Award. They'll fight for the NBA championship starting Wednesday against the Lakers at the Staples Center, a team they split their regular season meetings. Although, again, as we've said, that was a different Laker team.
Well, so, Mike, do you think the Sixers will now regret resting Allen Iverson in that final game?
That happened. The final game right here against Chicago. The Bulls beat the 76ers as Ham puts it in. And in that particular game, Larry Brown rested a lot of his players. They lost the game to the Bulls. As you see, Allen Iverson taking the game off, and the Chicago Bulls won it. If the Sixers would have won that final game, they would have home court against the Lakers. But because of that loss, the Lakers have home court. But obviously, Larry Brown not thinking ahead, and he had to rest his players. They were banged up. But what a difference that would have made.
And Larry Brown is thinking, we ought to beat the Bulls anyway, even if I'm resting the guys, and they don't. The crowd cannot wait to explode.
They have been celebrating for the past several minutes. There's a turnover. Darvin Ham tripped up by Eric Snow. There you see they both finished with the same regular season record. The tie break would be head-to-head. That's obvious in terms of they were 1-1. And versus the opposite conference, there's the tiebreaker in favor of the Lakers. But it would not have gone to that if the Sixers had won that final game. It's easy to look back and say that now.
Kobe Bryant sitting in Los Angeles saying, Coach Jackson, let me guard that little guy.
You get the feeling the Lakers wouldn't care if they played all the games here at the First Union Center. They're that confident. And the celebration continuing. What a turnaround for these Philadelphia 76ers. Just 4 seasons ago, they were 22-60. They're one of the worst franchises in the NBA. No one wanted to come play here. Larry Brown even second-guessed himself about taking over as head coach. But in such a short time, they've turned it around and are going back to the NBA Finals.
so, Mike Green, what do we know about David and Goliath? Who won that battle? Because that's what we're talking about when the Lakers and the Sixers get together as they all play off the crowd.
And Allen Iverson so close to being traded during the offseason as Robinson will sit down getting some hugs. Glenn Robinson, 24 points. But Iverson, so close to being traded, his relationship with Larry Brown went from animosity, then to finally respect, and now there's true admiration between the two.
I think it's the brightest story in all of basketball this year.
Many felt that their relationship could not be fixed. Neither really wanted to be around the other. And now it's come such a long way.
Chemistry can always be fixed. Just look at the Lakers this year.
Yeah, if you're a chemist.
Tim Thomas misfired. Dikembe Mutombo now with 22 points, 18 rebounds, and 7 block shots. A deafening roar here in Philadelphia. McKay. And Mutombo fouled. Mutombo not stop fighting until the final buzzer. And Iverson has enjoyed every minute here at the First Union Center throughout this season of the playoffs. What a player. And many thought that scene would not happen. Those two, look at the smile.
That hug. They had one of those hugs before the game started, just as Iverson walked onto the court.
Larry Brown will get his first chance in the NBA Finals. 17 years as a head coach in the NBA, 28 years total as a coach in both the pros and in college. And now he gets to battle for an NBA championship against Phil Jackson, who told Marv Albert at halftime that he applied for a job when Brown was with the Nets 20 years ago and he got turned down.
Well, he's got his material if that's what he wanted. They're trying to get Todd McCullough in the game, and they wanted to foul Mutombo mid, so they're letting more time go off the clock. McCullough may not get that appearance to get Mutombo off the floor.
Just throw the ball out of bounds so they can give Mutombo his due here.
It's so appropriate that the likes of Moses Malone and Julius Erving on hand to watch it. The final seconds tick away. Buford off the mark. Tim Thomas. Both teams extended in the first round. 7 games in the second round. And a terrific battle. 7 games, and also have to give credit to the Bucks. Their most wins in 15 years. A wonderful season, but it will end in disappointment here in Philadelphia. Final seconds at the First Union Center. And for the first time in 18 years, the Sixers are going back to the NBA Finals.